And I need to start some fucking drama. All right, Chad, we got to start some drama with Disencoder because holy shit, he just posted his deck list on Twitter. We need to start some beef. I need to start. Kevin, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Hold on. I need to put this on blast. All right. We're starting beef with Disencoder. I'm starting beef. Hold on. I'm starting the beef. We're starting beef, chat. This is the beef starting stream. What the fuck is this deck list? This looks like this looks like a YCS Minneapolis list. Where the fuck is your Max C? Where are the Millers? Oh, he cut them. So remember last night in chat how everybody kept asking me about these increasingly dog shit cards or like choices, and they're like, what if we cut all of the Millers? I think I know where they're getting the ideas from. What the fuck, Kevin? Dude, where's your Max C? Where are your Millers? Why is there a Zero Boros and a White Woman? Not only are we playing two bad Link like boss monsters, we're playing multiple bad Link boss monsters. It's bad enough if you're playing either of these. Don't play both. Oh my god. Like Crime, sure, I can see Crime in the deck. Crime is fine because of people are picking up on Ghost Reaper. Sure. Heartbeat, I don't like it in the main deck, but it's fine. It's playable. 3 Scream, that's fine. Playable. However, where's the Max C? Why is there an evenly matched in your main deck? Why the fuck are we playing Night Sword Serpent? There is no way. There's no way that we're playing Night Sword Serpent when Totally Awesome is banned. You played the Night Sword Serpent to make Bahamut Shark. It was for Bahamut Toad. That was what this card was for. I know, because I was in the fucking Discord with Cody and the rest of them when they found this card and put it in their deck list. For like the YCS. Like the whole reason they played it for that one tournament was like for Bahamut Toad. To make that line easier. But like, I get it. Like it's a free body to make rank 4s with. But guess what else are free bodies to make rank 4s with? Agito! Where is the Agito? The fucking Agito. He uses a body for Dweller. Yeah, but guess what? Fucking Agito does the same thing. Oh my god. I can't with this. This is like the definition of like a TCG player picking up Master Duel and trying to apply TCG theory to a game where Maxi is present. Isn't good without IP and Elf. I agree. I also think Zero Boros isn't good, period. I think that this card is dog shit. I think this card is dog shit, but slightly better dog shit. Exciton, fine, but also not my preference. Evenly matched. Please take this out of your deck. Please take this out of your deck. Like this is me talking to my chat. Do not play evenly matched in your main deck. Ever. Unless you're playing Altergeist. If you're playing Altergeist, sure, fuck it. Otherwise, get this shit out of your fucking main deck. Why the hell would you main this? So like, and all right, so I know the answer. I know the answer. The reason is that people think that evenly is good into Tournament. Against any Tournament player with more than one brain cell, evenly is fucking dog shit. This card is bad. Do not play evenly matched if you expect to play against anybody who is halfway competent. Like, evenly matched is not good into opposing Tournament. It is good into back row decks. That, like, I'll give it that. However, here's the problem with it. And it's the problem that evenly matched always has against every deck. Ever. It's the reason that this card has always kind of sucked. If they have a single floodgate, right? And that floodgate carries them against your deck, you evenly match them, they banish every card that they have, except for that one floodgate. And you say, okay, normal summon Rhinoheart effect, they flip Macrocosmos. And you pass. and then they draw trap cards, and then they slowly reestablish the back row that you just evenly matched away, and you're still under the fucking macro. Evenly's fine, but you got to pair it with something. So like, I like that at the very least he's pairing it with the heartbeat. So like, I do like that for him, but at that point, fucking play polymerization so that you can at least get to it. Like, because you're never getting to it. Like, you literally have to have like evenly matched plus either hard draw the heartbeat or have instant fusion, because otherwise you're still losing the macro. Like your only game plan is to go redoer and hope that you rip a trap off the top. If you have evenly matched into a trap deck. So that's your only plan if they have the macro or the die-fi or whatever. Play the max C. I cannot believe that Coder is not a stupid person. Coder is not stupid. I cannot believe that someone who isn't stupid would cut max C, because that's pretty stupid. So put it back in your deck. Cut this dog shit card. Put the maxis back in. Coder just being Coder. Does he do this often? I need something to yell about as the intro, and this is what I picked to yell about. This is our beef starting stream. Think he kind of rushed the build? Oh, 100%. 100%. Because like he's not taking it super seriously. Like I'm sure that. Yeah, he hates Agito. Yeah, that's just wrong. It's just objectively incorrect. Like, but I get where his theory came from. I get where the theory came from, because in TCG you sided out of Kelbeck and Agito. You sided out of those cards. So like, I get it. Like, this is the ratio that you would play post side in the TCG. So he probably remembering that and is doing that. Like that makes perfect sense to me. However, this is not the TCG. We have OCG hand triggers. These cards are way better. Also, I've gone on this tirade before, but like the whole thing about the Millers and why they're good in the mirror match is that you just make the game state messy, and then it's like you are smarter than your opponent, and therefore you win because you make the game state messy, and then they like can't comprehend it. Like, they can't process the game state that you put them in, and then you like mentally tax them into a victory. But you know, so if you're doing this, if you're cutting these, it's like admitting that you're dumber than your opponent. So I don't like that. I don't like making deck lists where I'm conceding that I'm not as smart as my opponent. So yeah. Twitter locked my account for replying to her hate screenshot with a Family Guy meme. Oh, for God's sake. Yo, what the fuck? I'm sorry, Fisher Prime. Yo, Philly D, thank you for the follow. There's literally shifter hell. I agree with that. Like, ladder is shifter hell until you get to high diamond. Like, because people like, if people aren't playing tier, if they either can't build it or they're afraid of it, like they're just like, they're like, I'm gonna play the anti deck. Is this Coder's list? Yeah, I decided I needed to, like, I don't know, I was bored. I said let's start some drama, and then I've been bitching about Coder's list and how bad it is for like 10 minutes. Like, shout outs Coder. I'm glad the list worked for you, bro, but this list is ass. This list is hot ass. You had someone to yell at? Yeah, you know, I gotta get my my thing out. You guys know how I am. It's because I have a small penis. I have to yell at people to make myself feel better about myself, you know. So, you know, I needed somebody to yell at. Send you mine. Oh, cool. I get to yell at Jared's list now. Is purely against mirror. Yeah, it's dog shit against the mirror. This list is gonna lose in a mirror match against any competent player. Like, this is not a good list. Also, remember you're racist. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm racist now too. I forgot that's part of the character arc. Forgot. Let me write that down real quick. Let me just add that to the notes. Gotta find a piece of paper. Here, I'll use this this DoorDash receipt. I am racist now. Do not forget. I forget. Noted. Yo, Noble Wolf, thank you for the follow. Also homophobic. Oh, no. We'd never be homophobic. Oh my God. The fastest racist or the slowest racist? I'm a pretty slow racist because I didn't even know I was a racist until that guy told me. So a little bit slow on the draw, but you know. What were we talking about? What was I bitching about before? Oh yeah. Has Jared sent me his list yet? Can I yell at like Jared list yet? Oh, perfect. We have Jared's list to bitch about. Yeah, everybody send me your tournament deck list so I can tell you all how much you suck at this game. Let me just stroke my ego a little bit. I think that's a good way to start stream. All right, this list is also kind of dog shit. I don't like the DD Crows. I'm starting to think that DD Crow is a little bit bad. Can I send you my striker deck list or flu? Sure. Sure. But I'm not going to be able to yell at you as constructively as I can. What is this? Oh, a Master Duel meta tier list? Perfect. Perfect. Oh, good. Even Master Duel meta knows to play Called by the Grave. However, they are playing Visa Starfrost. Actually, well, all right. This is not total dog shit because this was a thing in the TCG for a short period. There was a very short period in the TCG where this was actually played, and that's why I kept my Royal Rykart for so long, is because I was anticipating that that we would get tier before Shizu, and then I wanted to play the Scareclaw tier deck, but then it never happened, so I disenchanted it. My branded tier list you yell at me for? Oh god. But this is just like, the only thing that's dog shit about this is that we cut defensive cards to put in a completely useless Scareclaw engine. So good job to this duelist for cutting your defensive cards to play Scareclaw. But this deck is scary. This deck can do a lot of cool stuff. Right, Senate? Just put it in the Discord. Just tag me in the Discord. Benefit from adopting something like the Mulligan rule. Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no! Absolutely not. Holy shit. Imagine playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but every single time like that you're going second, you just mulligan until you draw D-Shifter. Volanderies would be the best deck. I'm just gonna mulligan until I draw D-Shifter Robina. Oh look, I found D-Shifter Robina. Cool. D-Shifter Robina. Normal Robina, activate Eaglin. Eaglin, get the dude, get the guys back, etc. Blah 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 blah. You're done. Fuck that. Absolutely not. Mulligan in Yu-Gi-Oh would be an absolute hellscape. Mulligan works for like games with mana systems, because in a mana system game, like if you don't draw your 1-drop or whatever, you fucking lose. Or like a 2-drop. Like if you don't draw curve, you just lose. And that's like why Yu-Gi-Oh, like that's literally the thing that makes Yu-Gi-Oh like different as a card game, is that there's no mana system, but you don't get to mulligan. You're just stuck with whatever you got. What was I yelling at for Jera? This list isn't terrible. It's just like the 3 Scream isn't bad. 3 Scream's good in the mirror match. But you're not playing Droplet, so this doesn't get nearly as much value as it would otherwise. Imperm is fine, but I don't know how to feel about Imperm. I say side this. I don't think I would main deck it. I would say side it. Cut the fucking Borland or Borload. Borload's dog shit. Like I used to be pilled on Borload, but I think Pack was the one that actually like I think I was talking to Pack, and Pack was just like, Mike, you know that like Avermax outs Avermax, right? And I was like, huh, you're right. And then I put the Avermax in. So shout out to Pack for that. I think that was Pack. Pack might have been in the Discord, and it might have been somebody like in the Discord call when like that was explained to me. It might have been Lundrady that told me that. I don't remember. But Borload's worse because it's harder to summon. Like it's harder to summon, and it also doesn't do the same job. I would rather just have an Avermax. The extra deck is fine other than the Borload. I would just cut Borload. And just play like one extra. I would just cut it for Gigantic Sprite, honestly. The main deck is fine. I think DD Crow is underwhelming, but it makes sense with the other defensives that you're playing. Tactics is fine, but I would be playing 3 Tactics if I'm playing Tactics at all. I mean, this list is just mid. Zodiac package. Oh yeah, the Zodiac package is cool. Zodiac package is like, how do I even want to explain it? It's kind of like a bootleg Tornado Dragon, but like kind of better. Like, all right, here's the thing with the Zodiac package is like it's kind of like a bootleg Tornado Dragon because you like go for it, but like it has ups and downs. Like you can pop monsters with it, which is cool, but the downside is that you like have to waste 2 extra deck slots to do it. But the other cool part is that you can make a bigger Zeus. So it's not horrible. Yeah, it gets double effect Zeus. It might, like, I saw that too, like, earlier today. Maybe we'll try, like, that was actually one of the things I wanted to try today is, like, play a list with, like, tactics and the Trident stuff, because I guess I completely forgot the Zodiac monsters are, like, generic. So, like, it seems pretty okay. But, like, it's, like, good and bad. I don't know whether or not it's bad or not. Like, I really don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. It seems good at what it does. It seems like it fills its role very well. Yeah, but like I just don't know if it's efficient. Let's put it that way. It's not bad, it might be inefficient. Let's just put it that way. It's not bad, it's potentially inefficient, but at worst it's just inefficient, not bad. On 1 or 2 DD Crow instead of 3. I don't think we necessarily need the DD Crows. Like, I think Shu and Ray probably had a point, and I like after I played the 100 games with the list without DD Crow, I kind of understand their point, is that you don't need it, and it's only good in the mirror match. Like it's like I did not feel like I was missing anything by not playing it, and all it's like we could just be playing a card that's better into other decks. Let's put it that way. Like, it's not bad, but like we could also just be playing something that's better into other decks. DD Crow hitting shufflers preemptively is only argument. I don't even think it's that. Like I think you're wasting it if you try and hit a shuffler with it. What I think the DD Crow does really nicely is that it lets you play without the shufflers. Like, because the whole part of the shuffler war is that like once both Keldo and Modora are used, you're safe. Because like I was thinking about how I was gonna explain this earlier today, and I think you can describe the Tournament mirror match in 3 phases. Every turn follows a 3-phase approach. The first phase is what I'm just gonna call like the calm before the storm, where it's like you're just playing with Tournament cards. Like, you know, you have Rhino Heart or Merly Scream or something like that, and it's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna summon my Rhino Heart, make my Kit Kalos, do whatever until such a time where you don't have to play that way anymore. Like you're gonna play as much pure tier as you can until you don't have to, and then you're gonna get it twisted. So like, let's just imagine a hand where it's like Rhino Heart plus Keldo. Like, say your hand is like Rhino Heart, Keldo, Kelbeck. You're gonna like start with the Rhino Heart and like try to go for like a Kit Kalos, something like that. And then like, I don't know, maybe you get Ash Blossomed or something, and you say, welp, now it's time to get funny. And then you activate Keldo effect and you summon the Keldo and you pitch the Agito or the Mudora or whatever it is that you have, or not the Medora, the Kelbeck, and then you start milling 5, and then you get into this massive shuffler war, and you have a headache. And that's phase 2. Phase 2 is the headache. Phase 2 is the headache. And, you know, that's when you have your, like, both players milling 10 cards, everybody's hitting trigger effects, you're shuffling back and forth, and, like, you're having a war trying to figure out, like, how this Chain Link 11 is going to resolve. And then, so that happens. And then once that's over, once the Keldos and the Mudoras have all resolved and all that nonsense is done with, then you enter phase 3, which is cleanup, and you just clean up and finish the, like, you finish from there. Like, you would finish, you finish cleaning up the game state from there. And that, I think, is just kind of like the 3 phases of every turn. And then next turn, it starts all over again. Don't know how you play so many games. I just have I just have endurance. Just have the endurance. No crime, no heartbeat. I think crime and heartbeat are not good in Master Duel Henko. Like I don't really like them too much. At least heartbeat. I've never liked heartbeat in the main deck. Crime, I could see. I could see crime in like a tournament scenario where you just don't want to get gamered by main deck cherries. But I don't know. I don't think crime is necessary. I don't think it's necessary. I think you just side it in Master Duel. But this was the list that like gave me an actual heart attack. Like holy shit. I have to go back to the Kevin list. Or holy fuck. Meister over Crow or Bell. Hanko, I know you're baiting. There's no way that you think that Meister and Crow are better, or Meister and Bell are better than Crow. There's literally no way you think that. Main deck evenly is why crime is necessary. Main deck evenly should never be a problem. You should never lose to an evenly matched. Ever. If you're playing tournament. Like, evenly matched is not that good against you. It's only good if your board is weird. Like, it's only good if the board is just weird. So, like, evenly matched just isn't all that good. You're coping with no bestials? No, I agree. Like, I don't really like the DD Crows. These aren't my deck lists. These are literally chatter deck lists. Need to end on Barone. That is the goal. You're always trying to end on Barone. Like, the goal is always Elf, Barone, Dweller, whatever else. Like, that's always the goal. But, like, the other thing, too, is that because, like, a good tier player is always going to be hitting with the millers. And I think that's part of where Coder's, like, theory is falling apart, is that he cut the millers probably because when he was playing the millers, he probably wasn't hitting on the millers, or he was afraid to hit with the millers. So, like, he wasn't making the game state messy enough. Because, like, in a good board state, like, the opponent is going to have cards on their field when they start the turn. So, like, the evenly match is just going to be dead in your hand. Like, you're not going to be able to activate that card because there's shit on the board. How is he making Barone? He's not even playing Barone! Like, that's the thing, is that, like, you can tell by looking at this list that, oh, Jera's list? Oh, he makes it with this and this. Like, these are the cards that, like, let you summon Barone. You just synchro with your Rukalos if you have this, or you synchro with level 4 if you have this. It's very, very simple. It's just standard line. But, like, you can tell that Coder, like, I think chat was saying that he didn't play it, like, in the TCG. I don't think he ever played it in paper. Because, what's it called? Like, you can tell he never played it in paper, because I think that's what people were saying, is because you can tell by looking at the list that he doesn't have the theory. Like, the theory just isn't there. Because, like, he's banned, right? I don't know. I have no idea if he's banned or not. I don't know him like that, but... So, Jesse's also not playing Barone, Divine, or Orange Light. Yeah, that feels like TCG stuff carrying over. Because, like, TCG eventually dropped Barone, Diviner, etc. stuff. Like, TCG eventually dropped those cards. But the reason why we dropped them was because we had, like, Wallow and stuff. And it was just better to, like, make the game state really messy, go for, like, a Wallow, and, like, start stealing shit out of your opponent's graveyard. And, like, just playing the game that way. The other problem is Coder's banned here. No, I think what they were saying is that he was banned from the from Konami events. I don't think he's allowed to play in Konami events. Is what they were trying to say. But I don't know personally. Yo, Kodak, thank you for the sub, homie. Green or purple light good? No, you don't need them. The only reason that you play orange light realistically is that you use orange light to like negate something on the opponent's turn in the tournament mirror, and you use it to pitch a shuffler or pitch a miller and make the game state messier on their turn. Like, you use it to get the Ishizu cards in play. You're not using it for orange light, you're using it for these cards, and it's just the only way to get these cards in the graveyard. Looking good tonight, homie. Yo, thank you, Riala. Appreciate you, homie. Basically taught me how to play tier. Yo, that's what I do. I'm public access Master Duel. Master Duel public access. That's what we are. We're just here to educate the youths. See Pax list? No, you wanna send it to me? Like, I'm sure Pac and Jesse have interesting lists. MCS this weekend. It's every Saturday, yeah. Also, with side deck, only if you make top cut. You only get to play with side deck if you make top cut. Like, that's how MCS has always been. It's best of 1 for Swiss, and then top cut is just standard Yu-Gi-Oh. Trying a bunch of stuff today. I believe that. Pac likes to mess around with deck lists. All right, here's Jesse's list. This is pretty solid. This looks pretty decent. This is actually pretty close to what I was gonna test today. Except I don't know if I was gonna play the DD Cross. This is actually really close to what I was gonna test today. Holy shit. I wasn't gonna play 3 Scream because I don't have 3 Scream, but I was literally gonna test Imperm with Tactics and then another 3 of. Holy shit. Oh god, he's playing Zeroboros though. I don't like Zeroboros. Dugaris is cool. I think Dugaris isn't bad. You don't understand Dugaris. Dugaris makes sense. I believe Dugaris is like Redoer, where I think it triggers the tier names. But it also would let you it's just flexible. Like, you can pump something, make it big. You can draw cards. You can do whatever with it. Like, Dugaris is cool. But I don't think it's necessary. I think this is just cool. I hate Zeroboros. I think Zeroboros sucks. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid list. My problem with this list, though, is that it maybe is just not explosive enough. It's almost like too standard. You know what I mean? Discards for effect if you draw 2. That's what it is. Yeah. So Dugaris is just another way to trigger stuff. But I don't know if it's necessary. It's something we could try out and just play with, but I don't know if it's necessary. But I like most of this list. Like, a lot of this is good. And I did want to try the Zodiac package as well. Think about Exchange of Spirits? No. I don't think it's good. I think it's just a Garnet. I think if you're playing Exchange of the Spirit and Gravekeeper Trap, it's because you don't know how to play the mirror match and you're just trying to cheese people. And in terms of that's fine. Like, you know, I like stuff like that, like, personally. I like trying to cheese people because I'm not trying to think when I play tournaments. Like, I want to turn off my brain. If Hanko's here, Hanko knows about it. I gamered the fuck out of Hanko at a regional with an Morphage Sloth. I was just playing a Morphage Sloth in my Dragon Link list in my side deck. I was just like, fuck it, I don't want to think today. And I just tributed Seals and a Morphage Sloth locked him. Shit was hilarious. And I think I banished it for Fairy Tail Snow the next turn and just killed him. But yeah, no, I like stuff like that, but I don't think it's good. I think if you're gonna play cheese, there's better cheese that you can play. I think the Dark Law stuff is actually just better cheese, just because it's a spell card rather than a trap. Just realistically, and it triggers your fusions. This is Pax list. Let me zoom in. This is a little bit small. This looks kind of like the list that Shuping sent me. A little bit. It's not bad. I don't dislike this list too much, but I really don't like the window stuff. But I understand why he's playing it. What's my deck list? It's in the Discord. Yo, is that Ray Dye? What's up, YCS champion Raymond Young Dye? What's up, Ray? Yo, Ray with the party of 46. Yo, take me back to Ray when it was 2 viewer Andy. Take me back to when Ray was 2 viewer Andy. Yo, what's up, bro? Thank you for the raid. Try running 3 Heart Song, 3 Solic 2. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that you always have to give Pat credit for. Happy birthday, by the way. Oh, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Ray Dye. So here's the thing that you have to give Pat credit for. He tries everything. He's always testing something and always innovating, and you really have to give him credit for that. Like him and Nesh are you know, sometimes they cook up some absolute dog shit, but you gotta give them credit for it. They're willing to try everything, and that sets them apart as players. You really gotta give them credit for that. But with that said, I don't like the window stuff. I understand it though. One Squamata, one Beast better than two Beasts? Yes. Yes, it is. One Squamata, one Beast was the ratio that OCG played for a long time. But I understand why. And the reason why Squamata Beast is better is, other than the fact that Squamata is less bad to draw, is that you can also then side deck in tournament. You can side deck one copy of Aerial to try and gamer people with the dump Aerial. But it's whatever. Like the reason why you're on two Beasts, like he plays two Beasts though, is so that like he always hits the Beast and he doesn't have a situation where he's milling Squamata after he mills the Beast and then like Squamata has nothing to dump. So two Beast is fine. It's just like I don't like drawing this card. So the reason why you're on this is Garura doesn't exist in Master Duel. So Beast gives you a card that you can play in your deck to fusion for Window, which is like, it's like an okay Floodgate. It's there, like it exists. So you have the Window Floodgate, but you also have the Mud Dragon. Like it's a way to go into your Mud Dragon to make your plays. I didn't really feel like I missed having that extra dark though yesterday. Like when we were playing the list that didn't play a Mud Dragon target in main deck, I never felt like I missed it. Like I just didn't feel like I missed it. But the thing that's cool about this theoretically is that if somebody is a Giga Brain gamer and they zombie world you, this does help. This does technically help you against that. And the other thing too is it is good when your opponent makes the game state messy. Like if you make the game state messy against somebody that has the Shadal stuff in their deck, this stuff can just gamer the shit out of you sometimes. Like yesterday you saw, like I put my Rhino chart on my chain before like my Sharon or something like that. And then I made the game state messy and I let them early resolve because I thought they were going to go for Kit Close, and then they summoned fucking Winda on me and it ended my whole turn. Just because like I like wasn't paying attention. Like if I was paying more attention, it wouldn't have worked. But I wasn't paying attention. So sometimes the Winda can like gamer you. But the thing about Winda that we saw more frequently was that you put the Winda on the field and a smart player leaves your Winda in play and they pick apart the rest of your board, and then your Winda is sitting there, you are locked underneath your own Winda, and then your opponent kills you in the like late game because they just leave you underneath your own Winda. So you have to be really careful if you play Winda. You have to be really careful with it because they can just lock you under it. Banshee Zombie is a pretty good side deck option. Oh, 100%. You 100% play Winda. You 100% play Zombie World Banshee. Like, I've been saying this all week, is to save some of your gems to buy the structure deck for the Zombie World, because come MCS, we are going to be siding that shit. Like, I think you play 2 and 2. I think you play 2 Zombie World, 2 Necro World Banshee. Maybe 3 and 3, just because I don't know what else we would side. But I also really like Twin Twister in the side deck. I don't want to like overcommit for Flu. I would rather have like that bit for Flu, but also have the Twin Twisters for Flu and for Exosister. So you have that. Let's see. I think 2-2 is fine. Yeah, I think it's 2-2 and then like some amount of twins. Galaxy Cyclone playable, but ass. Galaxy Cyclone was just there for Mystic Mine. And then, what's his name? Joshua Schmidt, like, punished everybody in the TCG. Because it's like, well, if everybody's just playing Galaxy Cyclone for Mystic Mine and they're cutting all the other cards, I'm just going to make Beat Cop and lock my own Mystic Mine. Good job, morons. So, I don't like Galaxy Cyclone too much. Because it only hits Floodgates. And the only Floodgates in this format are macro Di-Fi, so it's never really going to hit Graveyard. I would rather just play Twin Twister, because with Twin Twister, you go, like, against Fluanderies, for example. So, say Fluanderies has the known, they have 2 spell and trap cards that you have to deal with, and let's just assume that they don't have other back row that you have to think about. They have the field spell, which is annoying, and they have the trap card, Dreaming Town, or whatever it is. So in standby phase, you just go activate Twin Twister, pitch either Kelbeck or Agito, and then you pop the Dreaming Town, you pop the field spell, and then you mill 5, and you get it twisted in the standby phase. You make a Kaleido Heart, you spin away the Empin, and now their whole board is broken off of a Twin Twister and a Gito. Hello, bozo that lost a Pure Punk at YCS. I am banning you for that. Jesus Christ. I am banning you for that. What the fuck? Redux. Everybody say bye to Ericans. Bye, Ericans. Bye-bye. 07. Bye-bye. Bully. Yo, what is this? Hold on. What is this emoji? Plup gun? Yo, it's huge. Keck bye. Keck bye. Yo, is there a 7 TV for bye, have a great time? Hold on. We should get that as an emote. Bye. Is there like a bye, have a great time emote? Hold on, let's go 7 TV real quick. Keck bye. Alt bye. No. Tell me if you guys see it. It's like the guy from Jimmy Kimmel. Find the Jimmy Kimmel guy. What the fuck is this? That's just people leave. It's not even bye. This is just pants. What the fuck? Why is Flunder Friend in here? Wait, what are we asking? Flunder Friends? Do you guys see it? I don't see it. Oh, wait, here it is. Here it is. Ah, we found it. I knew that we would find it. All right, chat. New emote. Oh my God, hold on. Let me, Yo, huge. Let's fucking go. Bye. Have a beautiful time, chat. Oh my God, I knew we would find it. Anyway, back to Winda. I don't like Winda, but I understand it. Something I think you could do if you want to play Beast, you could play one Beast and not play Winda, theoretically, but that also seems bad. All right, Reaper. Calm, Reaper, calm. That's 2 tactics, and that's correct. I don't like 2 tactics. Again, like, he had to cut tactics for fucking Shadal Beast, and that's why I don't like it. I don't like it because of Shadal Beast. Yo, no dad, thank you for the sub, bro. Thank you for the 2 months. 1 Beast, no Winda. In my non-fit build, yeah, like I think that 1 Beast, no Winda actually might be cooking, but I don't know. 1 Beast, no Winda is actually kind of heat. No Smiley, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think this is just he's just like testing shit. Low pro is very high roll. I don't think so. I think Crow is just kind of I was really on Crow day 1, and then I tested the list without it, and I was like, we don't need it. Or you don't play trip tags? We're testing a list with trip tags today. Also that good in this? Asa is good because there's nothing better to play. Like, there's literally nothing better to play right now. Beast is cope. Beast is kind of cope. Like, I think it's a little cope, but I understand why it's there. It's free advantage when the game state gets messy, and against good players, Beast is good. Beast is good against good players because they're gonna make the game state messy, and then you get to draw a card for free. So you get more advantage off of the game state being messy, because even though they're shuffling away all your stuff and like your triggers aren't resolving, like even though the triggers don't resolve, you still get to draw a card. So that much I like it for. And like, if you're playing the Beast, you may as well play Winda, even though I don't like with the Winda. Like, I don't like Winda, but you may as well play it. And like, if it comes up, it comes up, is the way I would look at it. Also, like, a lot of players don't know how to play around the Winda. Like, most people don't know how to play around a Winda. So like, against a lot of people, the Winda's gonna cook them because they don't know how to deal with it. The funny thing, yeah. Oh yeah, that's why we're looking at deck lists. is literally I was like, I don't know how to start stream, so I'm gonna bitch about Coder's deck list, because this is like, this is a perfect example of how not to play Tournament. Like, this is literally a perfect example of somebody building a Tournament deck list and having no idea how to build Tournaments. Like there's so much wrong with this that it's a perfect example. Just draw Super Poly for window. You not even that. You just draw Sullic. Not even Sullic. Like, you just add the Sullic and you just slowly beat it down over time, and you trap them under their own window. And then when it's time to like his evenly went hard so many times. Yeah, he couldn't have been playing against good players then. Yeah, Sebaz, thank you for the follow. Like, I also don't like the Zero Boros from... I was really surprised to see Jesse had Zero Boros in his deck. Like, I don't like it. The card next to Snow is Night Sword Serpent. Coder's list isn't bad. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Literally, if you have evenly in your main deck, it's bad. Like, that is just, like, objectively bad in so many scenarios. Like, evenly main deck is almost never good. Like, in any deck other than, like, Altergeist. Like, it's very cope when people are on evenly in the main deck. It's just not good. Like, also, evenly can be a dead card. Exactly. Like, evenly is always a dead card in the Tournament mirror. Like, if you're playing against a competent opponent, this card is always going to be dead, because they're always going to hit. They're always going to hit. Like, they're always going to hit. So, like, you're always going to have shit on your board. Like, you're going to be ending turn with, like, or, like, when it comes to your turn, there's going to be, like, a Kit Close or some shit on your field. And, like, if you have evenly in your hand, are you just not activating Havness? Are we just not playing the best card in our deck? Like, evenly is a card that you would side deck in Tournament for back row decks, and you pray that you draw it alongside another card. Like, because the thing with evenly, and I was saying this before, is like, so say you're playing against Exo Sister and you draw evenly matched, and you go to battle phase and you evenly match them, and they have Macrocosmos set. They say, okay, and they just push all their shit into the corner, and then you say normal summon Rhino Heart in main phase 2, and they flip macro on you. And then you look at your hand, you're like, fuck. So you say, your turn, they draw a card, they set a card, they pass. You draw a card, you punch them for like 15. They draw a card, they set a card. Slowly, they're gonna get their fucking back row back, because you're still locked under the floodgate. And you can't get to your heartbeat before you even say, oh, but you can search heartbeat. You can't search heartbeat if you can't summon Kit Close. So this is a moot fucking argument. So, like, evenly, I don't really love. Like, evenly's, it's kind of cooking, but, like, you have to get lucky. I would just side deck this card against back row decks and pray that they don't have the macro. Like, I would either pray that they don't have the macro, or that we're either playing, like, Dryden. Like, I like this if we're playing, like, Dryden or Tornado Dragon or something. Draw instant fusion. Yeah, like, you have two cards that you can draw alongside the evenly to make it good into Macrocosmos. And if you don't do that, you have to go for either a Tornado Dragon, a Redoer, or the Dryden stuff, and then just trying to pop it. One Kelbeck, no Agito. Yeah, I've already bitched about that. That's not even what we're bitching about. Like the theory is like, when I look at this deck list, I know that he doesn't know how to play a Shuffler War. Like, I know he doesn't know how to play a Shuffler War because he's not playing the Millers. Like, because you play the Millers. You want the game state to get weird. You want to mill the opponent 10 cards. You want that to happen because, like, the only times you're not hitting on the Millers is, like, when they literally have 0 cards and you have, like, 5, and it's like, well, I'm not going to give you cards for free when you already can't play the game. But, like, on turn 1, fuck it. Just give them the cards, because the whole theory is, like, if you are the better player, you're gonna win this matchup because your brain is bigger. You're gonna make the game state messy, and you know they're not going to be able to keep up with you. Like, you have to, like, mentally tax them into the victory by making the game state weird. What would you play instead of Crow? I would play all right, here, there's a list of defensive cards that are relevant in this format. In this format, there is a list of relevant defensive cards, and you just kind of pick and choose out of that list. I don't think Crow is necessary. Like, I don't think it's bad, but like, I don't think it's necessary. Like, and I proved that to myself the other day when we played without it, and we just played Super Poly Droplet instead. Super Poly Droplet kind of cooked. Like, can't even lie. Those cards are pretty crazy. Let me see where I sent it to. Here it is. I'll just put this in Notepad. All right, here's the list. DD Crow is like common. You can play Ash for Max C, but Ash is really only for Max C, and nothing else really. It's kind of bad into every other deck. Tactics, you can play it. Tactics is good, but I don't think it's as good as it was in the TCG because do I think Max C is unnecessary in tier? You are absolutely bugging. You're playing Max C in every deck. Coder does not play Max C. This is not my fucking deck list. This is Coder's deck list. Coder is the only human being on Earth that is playing 0 Max C in a format where it's at 3. Like, what the fuck? Only dropped it today. Yeah, well, it's still in the fucking Twitter post. So, like, put the goddamn Max C's back in your deck. Take out the Evenlies, and this deck list is fine. Like, this deck list is still not good. Like, it's not, like, optimal, but it's not a bad deck list if you literally just replace Evenly with Max C. That's all you have to do. And this deck list goes from, like, abominable to, like, fine. Like, that's all you have to do. Coder missed TCG format. He wanted to try it. Yeah, like, we acknowledge that. That doesn't change the point that I have to, like, yell about it for you guys so that you guys understand. Because if I don't hyperbolize everything, then the point doesn't get across. Anyway, though, Tactics is good. I don't think Tactics is as good as it was in the TCG, because in the TCG, what you would do is you would make the game state messy, you would eat a Bestial or two, and then you would say, okay, Tactics on turn 0, take the Magnuma or whatever, and then make, like, you'd make a Dark Charmer, steal, like, a Bestial out of their graveyard, take the Bestial, they hit you, and then you make Beatrice and you keep playing. That was where Tactics was, like, the best in the TCG. It's not bad by any means, but it's not as good as it was. But it's still really good. Like, the card's still really good. Droplet, Super Poly, these are the ones that we played yesterday. These cards are how you just beat the, like, these are the cards where it's just like you beat Abyss Dweller. Like, so Super Poly is good if your opponent doesn't know how to play around Super Poly. Like, if your opponent doesn't play around Super Poly, this card just FTKs them. And sometimes this card is kind of like a Miller, where, like, you have this card and you pitch a Miller or something and you make the game state weird on their turn and you just, like, force a weird game state. So sometimes this card's good for that. So, like, if you're not hitting exactly Rukalos Dweller, this card mostly is just making game states weird, and we would just classify this as part of the Shuffler War. Droplet is really good because if you have it plus a trap, there is no way that their Dweller resolves. Like, if you have Droplet plus a trap card, their Dweller does not resolve, which is really nice. How many Bestials would you run in tier? I ran 7 in the TCG, I believe, and then I sided 2. So, like, and there's only 9 that you can play. So, like I sided into all of them, and I main deck 7. I think the main deck ratio was like 3 Magnuma, 3 Druis, a Saronir, and I sided 2 Saronir. Why isn't Seamare good? It's just Rhino Heart that isn't Rhino Heart. Just play Rhino Heart. We don't need more Rhino Hearts. You don't even want to summon the Rhino Heart in the first place. So, like, we don't need more of him. Thought on Zodiac and the extra? That's something that we're going to test tonight. Don't you have Baldrake? It wasn't in that format. We got Baldrake after Tyr was already massacred. Tyr was already massacred, and then we got Baldrake. Just saw my tweet. Which one? The one where the random Twitch chatter was, like, being fucking racist and weird. Colin loves the zoos and the extra. Yeah, it's something I want to try tonight. I kind of forgot that, like, I saw him doing that, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess you can, like, overlay for Borbo. I don't dislike it. I think that the Zodiacs are good in the extra deck. However, I don't know if they're efficient. Like, the question is efficiency. And the question is literally just, is it worth 2 extra deck slots for something the Tornado Dragon can also do? And the only thing that Trident does that Tornado Dragon does not do is that it can pop monsters. So it's literally just a question of, do I want to waste 2 extra deck slots when I could instead play Tornado Dragon and then have space for like Gigantic Sprite or something else? So, you know, it's just an efficiency question for a more versatile Tornado Dragon and another Zeus. It's another Zeus activation. Like, I don't dislike that. Tornado doesn't make a big Zeus. Yeah, like the big Zeus is the difference. So that's something I want to try. Like, I do want to try that tonight, so we're gonna try it. The drop. So here, the thing with Droplet Super Poly is Super Poly isn't as good against good tier players. Like, if you're playing against a good tier opponent, Super Poly isn't as good. But the more I was playing with this card, the more I liked it. Droplet isn't bad, but Droplet predicate. So Droplet, if your opponent plays Terulement Crime, like if they play Crime, the counter trap, Droplet sucks. But if you play 3 copies of Scream, then it's very likely that you're going to hit a Scream and add a trap card, which means now they can't Crime the Droplet. So now the Droplet is really good. So as long as Droplet is pitching a trap card, Droplet goes fucking crazy. Droplet stonks our way up. Droplet is also really nice into back row decks. If they like the Exo Sisters and the Fluanderies, it's really good into those decks if they don't have the shifter or the macro or whatever. So Droplet is like good apostrophe. It's like good apostrophe or asterisk. Good asterisk. Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. This is an honorable mention. People are starting to pick up on this, but I don't think this card is good. Personally, I don't think it's good, but sometimes it sacks the opponent. Like, the problem with Reaper is that it's a straight neg 1. Like, it is a hard neg 1, and it only beats the builds that don't play any like way into Mud Dragon and any way into any other fusion. So it only beats those builds, and even that, and it beats the builds that don't play like DD Crow, that don't play Shadalls, and don't play Crime. Which is to say, Ghost Reaper beats exactly me, and even then, it's not an FTK. Like, it's not an FTK against me, and it like exactly beats my list. So like you can win through Cherries. So Cherries is just a hard neg 1 that you can win through and is only good on turn 0. So it's okay. Evenly matched, I've already talked about. I don't like evenly, but I think you do play it, but only in the side deck. Imperm is another card that's really good. Like, you imperm the kit close and it's really strong. But that's about it. It's kind of average. Like, the thing that's good about Imperm is it also hits Fluanderies. It's a main deck option for Fluanderies, so I do like it in that regard, in that it hits the Robina, and hopefully you don't have to deal with that dog shit, and like that might give you enough time to like go into a Baguska. But you know, theoretically, if you're expecting more tier, I think Imperm gains value in lower ranks, and like on ladder it's better in lower rated, and then it gets worse in higher ladder, and then in tournament it's probably not as good main deck and probably better side deck. That would be my read on Imperm, which kind of lines up with how I thought about it back in the TCG. Like, I sided Imperms in the TCG, and it never really bothered me. Like, I just sided it. But those are the main defensive cards that you play. Anything else is probably like dog shit territory. Yeah. Twin Twister, I guess, is the other one. Twin Twister I like. I like Twin Twister because you pitch the what's it called? You pitch these guys and you just the Miller and you just win. Where's called by? Oh, I just assume you're already playing it.
Breaking news. Trishula with a little bit of swag breaks down the Terra format in Master Duel Ishizu style to all of us peasants. With all the information given to us, his mighty hat, and his credentials, does that mean he's goated with the sauce?
Yo.
Hashtag bozo.
Yo, thank you for the news report. Yo. How are you doing, Bujin? I like the pack would use imperm and then set them under their scream. Yeah, I mean that is nice. Like imperm is cool. Like imperm is imperm. It does imperm things. Like I like that. Call by side deck card this format. No, I think you main deck call by. Hardo, thank you for the follow. This colors list good. Absolutely not. Please don't play it. Like that's what like started this whole conversation. Is that this list is an abomination. Like this is really just not good. But it is a very good talking point. Like it demonstrates a lot of things that I think people who aren't as familiar with the deck get like suckered into as traps. And I talk about Crow again. It's just a thing. Crow's just, it exists. It's there. It's underwhelming in my mind. It's just like a cope bestial. Like the main reason to play DD Crow is so that you can fuse into Mud Dragon and then you have Mud Dragon lines. That's like the main reason to play this. Is just so that you can like get access to your Mud Dragon more consistently. Did you talk about Exciton? No, I didn't talk about Exciton, but I've talked about it in previous streams. Exciton is Exciton. Like it's really all it is. It's not bad, but I don't think it's good either. I would rather just play like the Trident or Tornado Dragon over this because it's more flexible. Exciton to me is just overly restrictive. And it doesn't do anything for you in a game state. Like, for example, you evenly match the opponent and they keep Macrocosmos. They flip Macrocosmos on you. If you have Exciton Knight, it doesn't do anything for you. If you have Trident or Tornado Dragon, however, that solves your problem. So I think I would not play Exciton Knight. Especially, that's one of the things that, like, confounds me about Coder's list is that you can make arguments for his tech choices. Like I call them ass, but you know, you can make an argument for it. However, he's not even building his list around his own tech choices. Like if you're playing evenly, play a Tornado Dragon or a Trident to supplement this so that you have a way to clear the last card Floodgate. If you're not playing something like this, Exciton is a lot better because then it's a way for you to hard clear all the back row without going into Zeus. So like there's a disconnect here in the logic of card choices. Like we're making a card choice here, but not supplementing it here. So it's just, just back and forth. Yo, Blepsy, thank you for the follow. So it's just stuff like that, and I think that this is like a really good list for me to like yell about and rant about because it lets me deconstruct it in a way that like will hopefully allow you guys to understand the difference between good deck building and bad deck building and be able to make better choices. Because like you can be convinced that Evenly is the best card in the world. You can be convinced of that, but like if you're gonna build a deck with Evenly in it, you got to build around it. How are you making Trident? I believe it's a generic rank 4. Either it or Borbo is the generic one. Thought on Dangers? Don't play them. Dangers just are not worth it. Like, you do not need consistency. You don't need extenders. You do not need Chakanite. Oh, it's a 3-card package? Oh my god. All right, I'm starting to like the Trident way, way, way less. What the hell are we cutting for 3 cards? Like, hold on, let me go to like my list, because like we're gonna change up the list anyway. So, and this is already in the Discord, so I don't care. So I mean, obviously we were already cutting these, like, because those are just like filler in the first place. Like, what are you cutting? Are you cutting the Asa? Chakanine and Trident? No, he was playing Borbo earlier. Like, I saw him playing Borbo. Barone? No, you do not cut this card. Ever. Like, you don't really cut this card unless you're cutting these as well. It's so tight. Extra deck's not really tight. You have at least 2 free spots. But, I don't know. I like the Asa. What makes sense is that Jesse... Alright, the reason why it makes sense that Jesse was on the Borbo then is that I know that he cut Baron because he cut these 2. So that makes sense that he was doing that. Is imp not important? What is imp? Yeah, I don't like cutting the Baron though. Oh, imperm. It's like I've said this 100 times like in chat over the past couple of days, but like the defensive cards are not the cards that are winning you the game with this deck. Like 90% of how you're winning with this deck is just pure skill expression. Like usually you're usually winning with this deck on pure skill expression, because the engine carries. The engine carries with this deck. What usually is going to make the difference is the extra deck choices and like the, you know, just like the hard technical play. Where the defensive slots matter is against two really good players. Against good players, the defensive slots matter a lot because, you know, if say I'm playing against, you know, if I'm playing against, let's say Shu, for example, right? Shu's a very good player. Shu is not going to end Rucalo's Dweller because that loses to Super Poly. If I'm playing Super Poly, my Super Poly is going to be way worse against Shu than somebody who watched a YouTube video one time and then ends Rukalos and Dweller and a Sulik and a Crime and nothing else. It's going to be very, very good against the person who ends Rukalos Dweller and very, very bad against somebody who knows not to do that, to play around Super Poly. So, you know, that's one of those choices. So you have to, like, when you're choosing to build a deck list, if I put Super Poly in my deck, I'm assuming I'm walking into that tournament saying that the players I'm playing against, I am underestimating them. I'm saying that, I go to mini chat and Tempest was trying to fight Hash or take care of your lizard mod, please. I don't claim him. Bad lizard. Just tell him he's a bad lizard. But anyway, does that conflict what you said about Millers? Not really, because so if you're playing the Super Poly says that you're expecting to play against worse players. So when I'm talking about two different things. The Millers are part of your core engine. They're a core part of the deck. You know, you don't touch those because they're engine. You know, they should be in everybody's deck list. Everyone should be doing that because that's all engine. But when we're talking about defensive slots, these are the variable cards that, you know, should be in everybody or like may not be in everybody's deck. And Super Poly, if you're playing something like Super Poly, you're underestimating opponents and you're saying like, all right, well, I expect them to not be, you know, to be passing on a board that Super Poly instant breaks, or I'm saying that I can use the Super Poly to my advantage because I'm going to be better in the game state and, you know, I'm going to like mess up the game state for them using the Super Poly. So like that's what Super Poly does. But like if you don't want to play Super Poly, maybe you're playing fucking DD Crow because you just DD Crow the fusion targets and you say, aha, I'm gonna like bestial you and I'm gonna use it to make my Mud Dragon. So you have to make those choices when you're building your deck. And so all of those cards, you know, are somewhat equally valid for different reasons. All those cards are like somewhat equally valid for different reasons. And if you are playing them, cool, great. You know, if you're playing them, great, perfect. If you're not playing them though, or like, but like the ones that you don't like, you have to have reasonings. You have to like build your deck around the defensive cards, and that's so important in like formats like this that are effectively tier 0 because it like really emphasizes that layer of deck building, which is that you have to have like cohesion in your deck. Like your deck has to support what you're trying to do. And if your defensive cards aren't synergizing correctly with the rest of your deck, then you're making the wrong choices on your defensive cards. So you want to make cards that are good. Like you want to make good choices with your defensive cards and make sure that like the synergy is there. So like that's what I'm saying about like Coder playing evenly matched and then not playing a single target removal in his extra deck for a held like Macrocosmos or something shows a lack of cohesion. He has not thought about the fact that if my opponent has a floodgate, they're going to banish everything except for the floodgate, and you have no way to clear the floodgate in main phase 2. So like that's what I'm talking about with cohesion. So like if you're playing the super poly, you have to think about like what opponents you're playing. If you're playing droplet, are you playing 3 copies of Scream so that you're adding the trap card more frequently? Stuff like that. Now give me a second, chat. Anyway, what is he saying, chat? I'm confused. Good, be confused. Stay confused. This list is awful. Yeah, that was the core of the argument. Super Poly also good against Dark Law Cheese. Yeah, Super Poly just comes up randomly. You're saying we should run 3 reasoning? Wait, hold on. Let me scroll back in chat. Bell feels super neg. Bell is terrible. Don't play it. Same with Skullmeister. I'll show you an engine. What is going on in chat? Thoughts on a Guido with playing or not playing it? If you're not playing a Guido, you don't know how to play the deck. Super Poly good this format. I liked it yesterday. Exciton is okay as an option. Exciton's okay. I think Exciton is exactly okay. Where's the Empen? I wasn't looking at the redeems. Hero spell bad. I think the hero spell is suboptimal, but if you are going to play a cheese card, it is the correct cheese card to play. So I would categorize like Gravekeeper Trap, Mass Change the Second, stuff like that as cheese. Don't know why Exciton's being hated, because I already explained it, Jera. It is exactly average. It's just overly restrictive, and there are better options. Pack likes Bell. Well, Pack is on drugs. There is no way Bell is good. Because, like, you can just chain block for the fucking Bell. Bell is never fucking resolving. Bell will, like, just not resolve. Like, I think the only thing that Bell is good for is the Shuffler, right? Like, Bell is only there for Shufflers, right? Or does it not even work on the Shufflers? Use Bell for the Shufflers? I think, yeah, it just seems bad. It just seems bad. To be perfectly honest, it just seems very bad. I remember people played Bell in the TCG when it first came out and they cut it instantly. That topologic, why would he play that? I don't know. People are on Zero Boros right now. Even Jesse was playing it. Like, Jesse was also on Zero Boros, but Zero Boros is terrible. Like, it's really, really bad. You don't want to... Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. The vibe check. The vibe check. I'll go scour the VOD. For what? What are we scouring for? Yeah. Shout out to vibe check. Remember to wear headphones, chat. It never comes up and would be one of his first cuts. What? Zero Boros? Yeah, Zero Boros is terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, I don't even know why he's playing it, to be perfectly honest. That just feels like Jesse was just putting random shit in his deck. He was on Zoo package. Yeah, we've been talking about the Zoo deck, like the Zoo stuff. I think Zoo isn't bad. I just don't love it. Like, over, like, I don't know if it's I don't love it, but I don't know if it's efficient over Tornado Dragon. Like, Asa's underwhelming. Asa's one of those cards that it just comes up sometimes. Topologic Bomber Dragon is better. No, it isn't. They're both awful. Stop trying to put random Link 4s in this deck. You don't need any Link 4s. This deck does not need a Link 4. Like, the only Link 4 that I would encourage you to play is, like, Avermax to out opposing Avermax. Like, that is the only one that I would do. Like, is Avermax for opposing Avermax. And that's only because IP is actually pretty good. Like, you can use IP to go into, like, a Sprite Elf or something on the opponent's turn. If you don't have to go into this. But, like, this card in the late game is okay. But, like, I don't even like it because this is already an out to opposing Avermax. So, like, this is just, like, mid. It's just very, very mid. It's only in my list because I haven't decided what else I want to play yet. But, like, the only other one that's, like, maybe acceptable is, like, you could play the White Lady, I guess. But, like, White Lady seems pretty bad. Every time somebody summoned this against me, it just gets cleared. Have you considered running Unicorn? No, because it's not very good. I have seen people play Unicorn, and it has never been very good in this matchup. Any new account to Diamond 1? No, we're not doing any of that. We've discussed this several times. The Tournament is too expensive to do new account Diamond 1 with all the stuff that you would need to do to like actually play it correctly. So like we're just playing on the main account. And Asa, so we can try Zoo Package. Yeah, we're gonna test it tonight. But like Asa, I don't think I would cut Asa. Like Asa does come up. Do you not like Barone for extra deck? I literally just showed my deck list on screen like 2 seconds ago, and there's a Barone in it. Like Barone is, I would say Barone is mandatory. That was another thing that was crazy about Cutter's list is he's not playing the Orange Light and he's not playing Diviner. Diviner was cuttable in TCG because everything was at 3. You didn't need it. In Master Duel, though, like everything's at 2. The consistency sometimes wavers a little bit as composed to like TCG. So having Diviner there as like a slight consistency boost is kind of nice, but it's more so for the Baron. Who's the monster next? That's Night Sword Serpent. It was a card that was teched at YCS Minneapolis by my test group. They put me on it, but I ended up playing Dragon Link instead of playing the tier deck that topped. Everybody that played that list topped, so I probably should have just played that list, but oh well. It was also pre-Ishizu. Like, people played Night Sword Serpent pre-Ishizu to make Bahamut Toad in tier more consistently. Because the Tournament inboard in TCG pre-Ishizu was like Dweller, it was like Dweller, Sprite Elf, Toad, Sullick, like Meta Noise. Like it was just like random shit, and then like 4 hand traps. Night Sword Serpent is good right now. It's not necessary. Like, so the reason that Coder played Night Sword Serpent was because he had a problem making rank 4s. I wonder if anyone in chat can spot why he might have had an issue making rank 4 monsters. And any thoughts on why we might have had a problem making rank 4 monsters in this deck list? Yeah. So I think Night Sword Serpent is a solution to a problem that we don't need to have. Like, Night Sword Serpent is a solution to a problem that we don't have. So we just don't need to play this. Not playing Ready Fusion into Theseus. Yo, real ones remembered when, like, Theseus was actually good. There was one deck where Theseus was actually good, because they announced Theseus and they said, this is the most powerful card that we are going to reveal in 2017. And everybody was hyped, like, because they showed the artwork and they were hyping it up as like a broken card, and we thought it was going to be like Norden because it looked kind of like Norden, and it was like a fusion water monster, and they revealed it and it's a fucking vanilla, and everyone lost it. But there was one deck it was good in, and that was Dark Synchro. When like Dark Synchro, if Dark Synchro opened the instant fusion, oh god, it was fucking over. It was fucking over if they opened instant fusion. Holy shit. Because they summoned the Theseus, and then I think you had like Gofu, and like, because you had Gofu to be your other like Theseus. So like Theseus was like your other Gofu, and you had like Gofu and Theseus. Oh god, that shit was just gross. But like Dark Synchro was just a weird deck. Dark Synchro is the weird deck. That's the deck where you like pop 2 Adderalls and you just go crazy. Like that deck was a different beast for that format. Like that was just like sitting in its own little universe, pocket universe, in a completely different format. Because I think that was Zoo format. Like, everyone was playing fucking Zoo mirrors, and then there's like the one fucking kid in the corner just like summoning 4 Quasars and hand looping you 3 times. And you're just like, what the hell is happening? Why is my hand gone, and why do you have 3 Quasar on the field? And why did your turn take 27 minutes? Like, it just like it got to the point where when I saw Armageddon Knight instant fusion, I just started conceding, because I was like, all right, I know that like I'm going to end with no cards in my hand and against like 3 Omni Negates. Put some respect on Joe's name, bro. Like that, I am fucking traumatized. I had to play test against that deck like all through college. That was all. It was that and Infernity FTK. Like I had to either like the format after I was done getting Dark Sync Road. He started summoning like 3 firewalls and burning me to death with like Infernity Archfiend. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Couldn't you have Dark Ruler for what? Dark Ruler didn't exist back then. Bro, Max C was legal in that format. Like, in the TCG. Like, this was a long time ago. Dark Ruler in 2018? Bro, you think that that was in 2018? That was like 2016. Might have been 2017. Why are we playing Foolish? We're not playing Foolish! God damn it, Zach. This is Coder's deck list. Oh my god. But yeah, like I literally have to take it off the screen because Zach has like fucking object permanence issues where I put it on the screen and he's like, oh, we put the Foolish in. We put the Foolish in. When did that happen, Trish? And I move it. It's like, you took it out. What happened? God fucking damn it, Zach. We love you, bro. Told you the message says not your. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Object impermanence. That should be a new Yu-Gi-Oh card. Also, Cutter's not playing Max C. What do you mean? What do you mean? Isn't this Cutter's list? Foolish Good is a starter. Foolish Good is dog shit. I feel like every single time Foolish Good is in a deck list, I feel like this has always been the case with Foolish Goods. Every deck that has ever played Foolish Goods, it's always ultimately suboptimal. Like every single time I've seen Foolish Goods in a deck, it has always ended up being a suboptimal build. Like even at the time, if like at the time it was correct theory, it eventually like we woke up and just realized one day that it was wrong. Like it's never been good. It's not suboptimal in Ultimate Athlete. I'm sure that in the Ultimate Athlete community in 3 years, they're going to look back and say, damn, why were we playing Foolish Burial Goods? It's good in Fluffle. It is okay in Fluffle, but once again, like there's probably a better way to accomplish whatever. Sky Striker? Yeah, no, literally Sky Striker is what I'm thinking of. Because I remember when Sky Striker came out, we were all playing 3 Foolish Goods and Metal Foe Fusion. And then like 2 months later, like people would like laugh at you if it was in your deck. It literally, it was just like, oh my god, like we're gonna put it in. Like Foolish Goods is always the card that people put in their deck on day 1 of a new deck, and then it's just bad. Like it's just bad, and we cut it, and then stuff happens. Hayate came out. Not even that. It was like it was bad in the first like format. Like we played it like the first weekend it came out, and then it slowly fell off. Because, or like not even slowly, it was like quickly fell off. Because I distinctly remember this, because I just like this was one of like my first like fucking like conscious awakenings of like how to like deck build. I was like, but last week we all thought it was the best card. What changed? And like the answer was literally, we realized it sucked. We were wrong last week. I was like, oh my god, we can be wrong. Oh my god, we can be wrong. Holy shit. The theory from last week isn't always good the next week. Who would have thought? Budget version was tune table of contents for Striker. Even that's bad though. Like the whole bottom line was like, you don't need to put these random cards in your fucking deck. Make your deck worse to draw 1 card. Like the bottom line on those cards is like, you don't have to put like random like consistency boosters in like slots that you could just be playing defensive cards. Cross out for mirrors. No, you just play cross out because Max C exists. But guess what? Coder cut the cross out because he's not playing fucking Max C. Like, oh my god, this dude cut it too. Holy shit. Why are people cutting cross out? Oh my god, Jesse cut it. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Nobody respects Max C. What the fuck? You think about orange? I think that card is mandatory. I think orange light is very mandatory. And if you're cutting it, you're on something weird. Nobody plays Max C out. It's not even called by. I think that's weird too. So the thing with called by is like everybody's like, oh, I don't like called by because the shufflers and it's not gonna resolve. It's like, well, okay, sure, but maybe don't play your called by poorly. Like called by hits the Max C, which is good. It hits Dimension Shifter, which is good. It hits DD Crow, which is good. You know, like it hits all the hand traps that hurt you except for Imperm. Before you get into a shuffler war. So your opponent can't hand trap you before a shuffler war if you have called by. If you have called by, you can target a name and then you can like force their shuffler because they have to like shuffle themselves as to not lose their own monster. So it 2-for-1's there. And then what's really cool with called by that I don't think anyone is thinking about is that if you're in a shuffler war, right? So say you have 2 Keldos in graveyard and your opponent activates Keldo. Or like say your opponent has 2 Keldos in grave, they go Keldo, target your activating cards. You chain called by, you hit the other Keldo, and now not only does their Keldo not resolve, but you've eliminated all Keldos for the rest of the duel. That is crazy. Like called by is so strong. Tier girls are for the streets. Exactly. Like you can let it get banished, but you know, that's fine. Like it's still, then it's just a DD Crow. Like called by is just a DD Crow that also protects you. And like, that's the other thing too, is like, you can, like it's really, really strong when you, called by target a Kit Kolos in your opponent's graveyard and they're forced to shuffler away their own Kit Kolos because, and the shuffler just loses all of its value because like they don't want to lose their one of Kit Kolos. Like you don't care if you can't use the Kit Kolos if it means negating the Kit Kolos engraved to mill 5 and removing it from your opponent's like utility box for the rest of the duel. Saying not to play called by. Everybody literally everyone is saying cut the called by, cut the called by, cut the called by. I am like completely blown away that people are cutting called by. Like everything, like all of these lists are cutting it. Like this is Jera's list, he cut it. This is 7TV. This random Master Duel list. Okay, this Master Duel meta list is actually like fucking brilliant because he at least plays called by. But like even Jesse cut it. Like everyone's cutting the not only the Max C outs, but like the called bys and the like cross out. You're in a tier 0 format. Of course cross out's gonna be good. Like you just cross out the fucking name. You just like throw this in the middle of a chain link and it's like a DD Crow. And they can't respond to this. Like, sure, it turns off your copy too. And like, that's like the main reason it's bad is like, it turns off your own copy. Like, oh no, you can't, if you cross out, you know, a fusion name, you lose your one copy of it and then you can't use your other copy for the rest of that turn, blah, 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 blah. Like, who the fuck cares, dude? Like, this card is so impactful. Only 19% of Master Duel meta tier lists are playing cross out at the moment. Yeah, see, like, people are just morons. Like literally people are getting too fixated on the shuffler thing and they're not thinking about the wider application of the card. It stops everything. Like it stops Max C, which I think people are forgetting about. Hello, Max C, best card ever printed. Hello, crazy card. Like it stops the Max C, it stops Dimension Shifter, it stops random hand traps that people might randomly be playing. And then the real interaction for me that like sells me on called by is like if your opponent has multiple millers or shufflers in the graveyard, instead of just wasting one of your shuffler to target, you know, all of their shufflers, let them shuffler and chain the call by and hit the second one because the second one can't activate. The second one's stuck there. So one of two things happens. Either they chain their second shuffler and put back their other shuffle, like they chain their own shuffler to put back a non-used copy of a shuffler just so that their original shuffler resolves. So they waste 3 shufflers to resolve one of them, or you 2-for-1 on a shuffler war and you like win the trade. Either way, if the called by targets a shuffler in a shuffler war, like if they go Keldo and you target the other Keldo with a called by, no matter what their response is, no matter how that interaction plays out, you win that trade because either way, you're at minimum 2 for 1ing on the shufflers. Sometimes, and if they force their shuffler to go through, you 3 for 1, and you've cleared all their shufflers for the rest of the turn. Seems pretty good to me. That to me seems pretty good. And it carries over to the next turn. Like, you can't use it either, but neither can they. So you are making the shuffler war easier. Triptychs seems kind of bad. I agree. I think Triptychs is not as good as it was in the TCG. I think that Triptychs might be new player bait, but I'm not sure. Like 3 Triptychs might be like early format syndrome, but I'm not sure. 3 Scream. Yeah, 3 Scream makes sense. But God, I gotta get off his list. I gotta find a list that's not playing 3 Scream. Here, look at the Master Duel meta list. I dumb, or is Chaos Hunter turn all average shufflers? Chaos Hunter does turn off all the opposing shufflers. Chaos Hunter is a tech card that some people are playing for the shuffler war. It's not bad. I don't know if I would call it good. It's back and forth. Tactics deals with cheese. I agree with that. Tactics does deal with cheese. Tactics is very good at dealing with cheese. But like my problem with Tactics is the problem that I always have with it, is that Tactics requires your opponent to be playing the game. Tactics requires the opponent to be playing the game, and any card that like requires your opponent to do something before you can do something with it, I don't love. That's why I prefer, like, in terms of like the power spells, I like prefer Droplet Super Poly, because at very worst they're quick play spells. Like at very worst they're quick play spells. You can set them and like maybe you'll get value next turn. But if you're just holding a Tactics in your hand, in the TCG it was good. Oh yeah, in TCG it's good, because in TCG we had the Bestials, so like, and Garura. So if you got into a weird game state and you had Tactics in your hand, you pivot your line, and like they hit you with a Bestial, like say they summon a Magnamut on you, you just start pivoting and you say, oh, you're gonna Magnamut me? Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna make Garura. Tactics, steal your Magnamut, make Beatrice, pitch Garura, draw a card, dump name, fusion summon, pass, and then you do it again next turn. So Tactics was crazy in the TCG. It's a little bit worse than Master Duel though. In Master Duel it's a little bit worse because people really aren't playing that many hand traps, so there's not many hand traps to rip. You can draw 2 cards, but drawing cards isn't crazy in tier because you have access to everything all the time anyway. And like, if you're taking, what are you taking? Like, the problem with Tactics is that if you're playing Tactics, you have to be playing big link monsters. So like, that's probably part of why they're playing these link monsters, is like, if you take the Tactics, I think Tactics is really good actually if you play the White Lady. And the reason why is that if you're playing White Lady and you're on Tactics, if your opponent is good and they end on like Baron, Dweller, or Sprite Elf, or like, even if it's not that good, like say maybe they don't get to the Baron, for example, say it's maybe just like Dweller, Sprite Elf, and I don't know, God forbid, a Rukalos, right? You just go Tactics and you take the Sprite Elf, you reborn something out of your graveyard, and then you use their Sprite Elf plus your monster. That's 3 monsters out of the 5. You just include 1 more monster. Now you have White Lady. Take Rukalos, force battle phase. Yeah, you can do that as well. That's where it's best, but it gets worse going first. And I think that's why I don't love this card, is because it's really better going second. But the whole reason to play Tactics is that it's good going first. Like that's my thing, is that the whole thing with Tactics is that Tactics is good when you go first, and that's why you would choose it over Droplet or Super Poly. But the whole problem with Tactics in Master Duel is that because we don't have the Bestials yet, and we aren't playing like Beatrice games, and like Bestial Wars, you don't have that value of stealing a high value monster. The monsters that you're stealing is you're like turn 1 stealing a Rukalos, turn 1 stealing a Kitkalos, something like that. And like, the problem is that you do that, and then what do you do with it? Like, what do you do with that? Like, it's forcing you into a line where you like go into Dark Charmer, reborn something, and then make Elf. Like, it forces you into a line like that, but your hand might not be playing out in a way where that's good. So it might force you into an awkward game state. And that's my problem with tactics, is that it might force you into that. But like, we're gonna test it tonight. Like, our plan for tonight is to test tactics and perm together as the two. Play extra foolish if bestial was a thing. No, what? No, keep the foolish cards out of the deck. I got click off the coder list. Every time I click on the coder list, it's just no, get the foolish cards away from the deck. Like, we don't want foolish burial anything. Not foolish burial, not foolish burial goods, not extra foolish burial, not like return, like foolish return. We don't want any of those cards. Yeah, tried trip tax. Even I activate it feels odd what to do. Like, trip tax is always a card like that though. But like, the problem is, what about Papega burial? Maybe Papega burial. Like, chat, I know it's April, but we don't need to play all the foolish cards. Like, I know it's April, but like, we don't have to play the foolish cards. Foolish return is the goo, bro. All right, what? Maybe Ray remembers this. Ray, was it Hartford that Hani and friends were randomly playing foolish return for branded, like it for like as the side deck choice for the branded cards? I think that was Hartford. And I remember just sitting there and I was like, what the fuck were they smoking where they thought that this was the card to play? Like, that was like, that shit was so funny. I was literally looking at that. I'm like, this has market manipulation written all over it. 100% they just bought a bunch of foolish returns and said, we're going to play this card as like a bootleg, whatever the like correct out was. Like, because there was a better card than foolish return. I don't remember what it was, but there was a better option in that format. And it literally just felt like they played foolish return. Like, they bought a bunch of them on TCG Player and was like, I'm just going to play this. And then they topped with it. And it's like, and then they just offloaded them on TCG Player. Like, that's what it felt like, because there is no way foolish return was correct there. The Crow was just better. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Crow. Like, foolish return was just a bad Crow. And I, like, for the life of me, I couldn't understand why they were doing it. And like, the only explanation I can come to even today is just like, they just bought a bunch of them on TCG Player and was like, all right, we're just gonna play this instead of Crow, and like, we're just gonna sell them. Hartford was the first Sprite tier YCS. No, it was the one that was won by Sky Striker with Mystic Mine. It was the first one that had punk cards. It was the one where that was the one that Brady topped, Ray. That was the one where me, Brady, and Tan all played like pretty much the same, just like pure punk adventure deck. And then Ray, Brady got top 4 with it, and then I bubbled. Like, I think Tan scrubbed out, I bubbled, and then Brady got top 4 with the list. And like, we all played basically the same one. Top that one too. Ray, you top like every YCS. Shut up. Fucking Ray die carrying. Ray is like replaced Tan on RAW, it feels like. Because like, I remember when Tan was always topping every single event, and now like it feels like it's Ray. Brady top 8. I thought he got top 4. Oh no, it wasn't top. It wasn't Brady that got top 4. It was fucking Dolich that got top 4. It was fucking Dolich that got top 4 with Sword Soul. He came 4th place with Sword Soul. I remember that. Playing Borlo Drake. God damn it, Zach. I gotta click off the bad deck lists. I'm clicking off the bad deck lists. For Zach's sanity. Is that the coder tier list? Oh god, we're running away. We're running away. No, I think that's enough ranting. I'm writing this down. I might just like randomly like shadow drop this on YouTube. Just like cut this bit of the VOD and just shadow drop it on YouTube. Might put it on the VOD channel.